Our next speaker is from Cage International. She was recently arrested for supporting Palestinian rights alongside 5 other Cage staff. She's talked frequently about the attempt to silence the Palestinian cause, and she's going to tell you a bit more about that. It's none other than Shazana. Welcome, Shazana.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I speak to you today after having been silenced for 3 months, not being allowed to protest, not being allowed to amplify my voice. I stand here today with you. We stand for Palestine. The last year marks a pivotal moment in the ongoing struggle against Israel's genocidal machinery, casting a harsh light on the relentless, inhumane conditions Palestinians have endured for over a century. First under British colonial rule, then under the apartheid Zionist regime. This time we are seeing a stark reminder of the unbroken chain of colonial violence that has sought to erase Palestinian existence. Yet despite the overwhelming odds, Palestinians and their allies have shown extraordinary resilience, resisting and standing firm in the fight against the Israeli occupation on every front. The last year has exposed the failure of the so-called global institutions, which have stood by in silence, unable and unwilling to hold Israel accountable for its crimes against Palestinians. The world has witnessed Israeli forces committing heinous atrocities, rape, torture, murder, incarceration, genocide and ethnic cleansing. Yet the Palestinian spirit remains unbroken. They refuse to bend or break. Leaders of the revolution, lions in honor and pride, and you mark my words, it will be written in history with the blood of the Palestinians that a people from a small strip of land stood up against the mighty forces of the colonial empires and defeated them. Don't fall for the propaganda that is fueled by the Zionists and the Zionist-owned media. We have seen the havoc caused in how the media pioneered and manufactured lies throughout the war on terror to justify illegal wars and the mass criminalizing of Muslims and Islam. Cage International has documented the rise of authoritarian laws for over 20 years that have targeted Muslims. This is now shifted to include any group that challenges the state with a heavy crackdown on Palestine activism. If there is one thing I want you to take away from today, let it be this. In the face of lies, dehumanization and genocide, we must deepen our commitment to resistance. We will not rest until the apartheid regime is dismantled. Every Palestinian political prisoner is freed and justice is secured for all those that have sacrificed their freedom in the struggle for the liberation of Palestine. Today in the UK, we have political prisoners like the Filton 10 from Pal Action who have taken a bold stance to disrupt the supply chain of weapons and arms used by Israel to conduct its genocide. The UK government has compromised civil liberties and judicial independence to support Israeli arms manufacturers, as revealed by leaks of secret meetings between the government ministers, the Attorney General's office, on behalf of the Crown Prosecution Service, with Elbit Systems, aimed at suppressing pro-Palestine actionists like Pal Action. The direction of the UK shows that it is prepared to redefine the citizen and state relationship to one which strips the rights of the citizen and protects the government and corporations. It is time now for all of us to practice our solidarity in a way like we never have done before. We should all say, we are all Filton 10. Every person that is targeted, you target one of us, you target all of us, and this is what our solidarity needs to look like. It needs to be robust, because if we don't protect each other, nobody else will. The freedom of the Palestinians is inextricably connected to the freedom of us all. Power to the resistance that never fails and only rises.